All right, mathematicians, it's Miss Estepa here. I'm going to talk to you about a strategy that you can use today so that you don't have to skip count for your 5 facts anymore. So most of us know our 10 facts, like 2 tens is 20, 6 tens is 60, 8 tens is 80, and we know this because we've been making numbers with tens and ones since kindergarten, first grade. So if you're really good with your tens, then you can use your 10 facts for your 5 facts. Since 5 is half of 10, you can half your product for a 10 fact to get a product for your 5 facts without having to skip count by 5s. So let's take a look at a couple examples, and then I will link these slides so that you guys can practice some on your own. So let's take a look at this one right here. It's asking what fact is represented here. I see that I have a 10 frame that's filled with some groups of dots. Each group of dot has 8 in it because I know 4 and 4 is 8. So that's 10 groups of 8. Do you see 10 eights? What is 10 eights? Now, if I sat here and tried to add up all these eights, that could take me a long time. But remember, when I'm thinking of 10 eights, I know that the product of 10 times 8 is going to be the same as the product of 8 times 10. So it's easier for me to think of 8 tens than 10 eights. And 8 tens is 80. 10 times 8 is the same as 8 times 10, and that's the same as 80. So I'm going to type in 80 here. Okay. So now that I know that 8 times 10 is 80, let's see how I can use that to help me with 5 eighths, because now the whole 10 frame is not filled up. Only half of the 10 frame is filled up, just 5 eighths. So now I only see 5 groups of 8. And since 10 times 8 is 80, then 5 times 8, it's going to be half of 80. Well, half of 8 is 4, so half of 80 is 40. So 5 times 8 must be 40. 5 eighths is half of 10 eighths. Let's try a trickier one, okay? I'm going to pop down to this slide. Let's see what fact is represented here. In each cell, I have 6 and 1 more, which makes 7. So this is 10 groups of 7, or 10 times 7. Can you see the 10 sevens? So again, I could sit here and try to add up all these sevens, like 14 and 14 is 28 and double 28, or I can think about 5 sevens is 35 and another 35. I could, but what's even faster for me is to use that commutative property. If I have 10 groups of 7, I'm going to think of 7 groups of 10 instead, because the product will be the same. So 10 times 7 is 70. 7 times 10 would also be 70. So since I know that, now that I see 5 sevens here, or 5 groups of 7, that's only half as many sevens. So since 10 times 7 is 70, 5 times 7 is going to be half of 70. Now when I'm thinking about half of 70, it's easier for me in my brain to break up 70 into 60 and 10, because 60 and 10 is the same thing as 70, but I know those easier because it's harder to do half of 7. But half of 6 is 3, so half of 60 is 30. And half of 10, is 5. So half of that 10 is 5. And then when I put the 30 together with the 5, 30 and 5 makes 35. So half of 70 is 35. So 5 times 7 is half of 10 times 7. That means that 5 times 7 is 35. So those are 2 examples of how you can use your 10 facts and think half to get your 5 facts. There's a few more examples up here on these slides that you can try to see if this is a strategy that makes sense to you, and then you wouldn't have to skip count anymore for your 5 facts. Thanks so much for watching.